It's a public hearing.
Oh, it's a public hearing, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's a public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak in favor, please come forward.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. Steve Moore, Morvask Consulting, 1350 Keys Ferry Court, McDonough, Georgia. Here tonight representing Lennar Corporation on this rezoning request. So I'll try to blow through this because I know you guys have things to do and it's getting late, but just to touch on what Kent has said, that is the subject property. The land use designation, again, is a high-density residential zone, high-density mixed use supporting up to 20 units per acre. I actually had the opportunity to rezone this property back in 2009 to mixed use for the development of a 250 unit apartment complex with 30,000 square foot of retail fronting Willow Lane. Obviously, it was intended to be an all-rental community, as the apartments typically are. And so what we are proposing now is to basically almost develop the same number of units, except on both sides of the property, essentially cutting the density in half by splitting that property up along each side. The plan is, so to the south, map south, it's actually to the west, is Carmel Vista Apartment Community. And so what we decided to do just to transition density from the west to the east was to go where the apartments are, to move townhomes adjacent to that, and then on the opposite side of Willow Lane to have the single-family detached units. Again, we're proposing 259 total units. These will all be owner-occupied units. They're not intended to be rental units, and there is a 5% rental cap in the conditions, which we're amenable to. So there was some intentionality behind the placement of the density in this layout. The townhome section, which is again on the west side, is 181 units. All of the units that front Willow Lane will be rear accessed through a private alleyway. So the intention is to maintain a very nice streetscape as you travel down Willow Lane. You're not looking at backyards and barbecue grills and swing sets and trampolines. You're looking at the pretty side of the house. And so we think that's a good approach for that section. And then there are some of the, as you move further to the west, some of those units in the back outside of that highlighted area, there would be your typical front accessible units with an amenity area on that side there and a play field on the opposite side of the swimming pool. There are, at working with the commissioner and with staff, there was some intentionality to add additional amenities to both sides of Willow Lane for matters of safety, to keep people from needing to travel across Willow Lane to go visit the swimming pool. So we've increased the number of amenities to provide 2 swimming pools, playgrounds, cabanas, clubhouses, etc. These are some of the units, again, that would be rear accessed facing Willow Lane, so you're getting that, that look as you travel down the road. And then, again, just some additional views. And then as you are interior to the site, there would be the front access units. These are 24-foot wide units. There'll be 3 and 4 bedrooms each, ranging from 1,900 to 2,500 square foot townhomes. And then, again, amenities, we have the resort-style pool, the clubhouse, large play field area, dog park, playground, several pocket parks, and then guest parking. All of this would be in alignment with the requirements of the multifamily ordinance that the county has. And some views of that clubhouse and the swimming pool. And then the large play field that's on the west side of the project. Dog park. So then as you move to the east, that's where we transition to the detached section. These lots are 45-foot wide lots. They meet the cluster housing provisions that's offered under the requested zoning section. There's 78 lots total on that side. And again, all of the units that face Willow Lane, just like across the street, would all be rear accessed so that you have a very appealing street view as you travel down Willow Lane. These houses will range from 2,000 to 2,200 square foot of heated space. And again, as you move interior to the neighborhood away from Willow Lane, there will be your typical front entry garages on those units. So again, to try to honor some safety and convenience of the residents in this community, we've added a second amenity section on this side. So in this center roundabout would be another pool cabana area with a swimming pool, playground, and the like, on-street parking, guest parking within these. Another dog park. We offer 2 access connections on each side of Willow Lane. So obviously, as Kenta mentioned, the Willow Lane is going through a widening and 4-laning in this section. I was talking with my client who actually was involved in the original construction of Willow Lane when it was built back in 2005, and I stood here almost 20 years ago in a couple of months to rezone property that required the construction of the initial phase of Willow Lane, and the owner of this property at the time donated that 100-foot right-of-way that currently exists today. So I understand staff needs an additional 20 feet on either side, which the owner and the developer is willing to donate at no cost to the county, and I do think that is a very generous offer because obviously with the density that's already entitled to this property, that has a value. So we are volunteering to donate that property. It's almost 2 acres of land. We have a lot of road frontage to there. So, but we do have 2 accesses there. That shows and reflects the 2 acres of right-of-way donation. And I'll just play this video real quick that kind of give you a flavor of what we're looking at. We have worked with the commissioner, with staff, to try to get the architectural styles of these buildings in a line. I think we are very close. I think we've made a lot of changes over the last month to try to bring these into something that's more in liking with the county, just like I've heard in the past 3 or 4 zonings. So I appreciate having that opportunity to try to bring this thing to something that you guys want to see. So again, the rear access, front-facing townhome units as you're traveling down Willow Lane, and then as you move in the back, more of those. And we also understand staff has that same condition to require planning and zoning and the commissioner to have the final say-so in the elevations, and we are willing to continue to have those dialogues. If these need some minor adjustments, we'll continue to have that discussion to try to get this thing where you need to be. So that is our request. In closing, again, just as a reminder, half of the property is already entitled and zoned for residential, for multifamily residential, for rentals. We're trying to convert that area. It's generally the same number of units, but for a for-sale product. We're under the density that's allowed. We're actually at 5 units per acre gross. We have a significant amount of open space in the back west or eastern section and southern section of that property. Convenient access to the new school. We've agreed to work with SPLOST and the school board to provide safe pedestrian access from and to that school. We've received staff recommendations with their conditions, which are acceptable to us. Received ZAB recommendation of approval. And with that, I will stop talking and be prepared to answer any questions when the time is right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Stephanie, if you would reset the clock. Is there anyone wishing to speak in opposition of this development? Please come forward, state your name and address.
Hello, I'm Tina Correa, 660 Chambers Road, McDonough, Georgia. And I just wanted to state that yes, I'm opposed to this, and we were opposed when it was at planning and zoning because of the density. In addition, there's a deed issue going on here because the school, actually, the school board owned that property where they donated the school. We also, as you all know, prior to you changing the densities, this did not have that capability. You could not have the apartments that we have now. We're saturated there. You have just saturated that area, and all you have to do is go there and see. It's all been clear-cutted. I just ask you on behalf of Conserve Henry, knowing that my children graduated from Eagles Landing, those are also failing schools. You're having new school there, but it's going to need to be expanded. You're just not really thinking through. I apologize for disagreeing, but you're not thinking through because you literally have made our life very, very difficult on Mount Carmel and on Jonesboro Road because of these excessive apartments. And I just wish that you all would, at minimum, make them all be townhomes and make them all owner-occupied. Thank you.
Okay, public comment is closed. I'm confused. Are apartments going here or townhomes going here?
Townhomes, that's it.
Okay, yes, Steve, if you would come forward. I mean, it was some slide, I guess you showed of some apartments, but no apartments are going here.
No,
right?
ma'am, that was what was zoned in 2009, was for apartments and
Oh.
mixed use, and what we're proposing is to rezone it to RM, no apartments, just fee-owned townhomes and detached residential, no apartments.
So single-family homes in town?
All single-family
Okay,
homes,
no
yes, ma'am.
apartments?
No
Okay.
apartments.
All right, I
5%
just want to make
rental
sure
cap.
that's what it was, okay.
And as far as the school or the deed questions, I think the owner of this property sold a portion of it to the Board of Education for that school. There's clean title, we've surveyed it, it's run title, that's a non-issue.
Okay, thank you.
No portion of this rezoning request would relate to the school board property.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, all right. Mr. Price.
I just want to just thank Steve as well as the property owner because as Ms. Correa stated, for its density, this actually brings the density down because as it stands, property owner could go apply for a permit and put a whole bunch of apartments. But I want to thank him for not doing that, but being a good community partner and trying to keep the density down and working with us to bring a good product. I know they've submitted and I've rejected, they've submitted, I've rejected. And so just thank you for your patience and your willingness to try to be a good partner, team player, and ensuring that we are bringing a great product to Henry County. Willow Lane is a highly traveled corridor, and I wanted to make sure that as people are driving, that aesthetically it was appealing. And so again, just thank you for all the efforts, the meetings that we've had to ensure that we bring the best we can. I know that it's a little more expense to provide amenities on both sides of the road, but I had a concern with kids trying to cross the road since it is such highly traveled corridor, that they should be able to stay on their side of their residence and enjoy amenities. So thank you for working with us on that.
Yes, sir.
And if there are no other,
I have one other question. I'm sorry. I'd like to ask for the fire chief to come forward and to I guess comment about the trails.
Yes, ma'am. Madam Chair, Vice Chair, Board of Commissioners, and our pillars of the great county of Henry. So one of our concerns in the fire department comes down to when we see these trails come in, which are great, obviously. However, with more and more of these trails coming in, we have more challenges with people who either have become injured on those trails. Our concern is having the ability to get to those folks, and obviously we can't take a fire truck or ambulance to those locations, having some sort of all-terrain vehicle where we can get to these folks that may be injured or may be lost on these trails. And that is our concern from Fire Rescue. Wanted to have opportunity to be able to bring that up and bring that to your attention as you all look to potentially approve some of these subdivisions and build-outs that have those trails.
Okay, then, and so I guess as, not only just in the subdivisions, but, you know, we also have a Trails Master Plan as well. You all need to be part of, I guess, that planning portion of it, but in looking at this, what recommendations can you all come up with that you can share? Because it's gonna be, you know, we are promoting trail connectivity and mobility for our residents, as opposed to having to put a car on the road. If they could have trails, the sidewalks, all of this, where everything, we're trying to make the county more walkable as well.
Absolutely.
So-
And I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. Yes, ma'am, I certainly agree, and I think that's absolutely a great plan. And I think it's some of the, getting help with some of our builders to be able to get some of those all-terrain vehicles as part of the proposals they turn in. I think Chief Black mentioned that earlier. Once we get those submittals, then we're going to make recommendations back. They can help us with some of those type vehicles. We have a few in our system. However, obviously, as the county becomes more connected through trails, we're going to need additional units. And I think as they build these areas out, getting help there will really help us out a lot, so we can respond. Hopefully, we have no issues, but obviously, as we add more people to the community, there are greater chances of these type events taking place.
Okay, so County Manager, is there something that we can put in a condition or, you know, I guess as the private, I guess communities are building trails in their community as well, that they make sure that they have a vehicle that you're talking about as part of a condition to have a trail?
Yes, ma'am. We're going to work with our planning team and the county attorney
Okay.
to see if we can make it a condition where they can provide funding for an ATV or side-by-side access this for public safety, both PD and fire, with the goal to offset that with impact fee credits, similar to road work that's being done. And our goal would be to have one of these vehicle types in every district, so there's a fast response when necessary.
Okay, all right, great, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you all.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. Yes, I would just like to make a motion to approve the rezoning for the Willow Lane property located in land lots 97 and 128.
Okay, and I know we got a motion and a second. I have one question, and maybe I missed it when I stepped out. Is the road widening that's going along there, is that a condition for development?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am,
Okay.
that is condition 7.
Okay.
And I think that actually should say, shall dedicate up to, yes, never mind. Thank you, Steve. Yes, that is correct, as presented there, condition 7. I did want to add to condition 8, just for clarity. Owner developer shall coordinate with Henry County DOT and SPLOST and be responsible for the placement and installation of sidewalks to elementary school. Installation of the crosswalk shall be completed prior to issuance of the first building permit. Just wanted to add that quick addition there.
Yeah, I meant prior to building. I thought it was going to be, is there anything in here?
I think it's on the next slide.
Okay, it's on the next one.
And that is in reference to which one?
Before they go vertical, the road widening.
Yes. Condition 7, I'm sorry. Condition 3 there Is that what you refer to? Building permits, no building permit shall be issued unless construction of Henry County.
Right, okay. I just wanted to make sure that was there.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that's, okay, all right.
So I got a question, and it goes back to my concern for the single-family units. The pictures that we have provided in the packet, pictures that were provided in that, are definitely not something that I can say that I could approve. I know there's a condition in there that says that they will have to go through staff for approval.
Correct.
I just want to know what reassurances do we have that we're not going to end up with that product. God forbid Commissioner Price wasn't sitting there and we have another commissioner that comes in for whatever reason, that we're not stuck with the product that we see there, because it's the same house replicated.
I'll just say, on behalf of Lennar, I think, and to Rick Martin's point, who got up and spoke on behalf of Pulte, all of these builders have a very similar approach in that monotony to avoid that placement of that same house over and over again, side by side, and the only variation is you flip a garage or something like that. I think that there's isn't that same condition in here about that you can't replicate the same thing more than 3-5 times or something? I can't remember if it was in this one. I know it's been in a lot of zonings. But to your point, I probably have done a disservice by placing those buildings for purposes of trying to give you guys information of what this thing's going to look like. And I may have done a poor job of just not providing that variety accurately. But I can tell you Lennar has a goal of providing a very aesthetically pleasing community that does provide that variety. And we've been willing to give to the commissioner and to staff the authority to, approve those elevations and the placement of those houses. Is that condition in there?
That condition is not in there. However, there is very similar language in the design standards for multifamily development.
Right,
So
for the cluster.
we'll add that as a condition, just pulling the language from what's already existing in our code.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look, I mean, it's there. I mean, it's all this
No,
same house. Just
I agree.
Over and over
It
again.
does.
So,
I'll take that because I think that I can have a conversation with my renderer that he needs to do a better job of providing some variety.
So we're reassured we're not going to have the same house over and over again.
Correct. That'll be
Okay.
added as a condition.
Thank you.
Yeah, will that be I guess I have another question. I know we got a motion in a second, but, it will be determined by staff. It was something that had where it had to be approved by the commissioner as well, and commissioner.
Well, that's not in the multifamily code, but that would have to be added.
Okay.
If you want the commissioner, I think it's architectural review by staff is in the code, but if you want the commissioner, it would be added. Is that what you're requesting?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
because I struggle, I'm with Deanna, I'm struggling with I'm struggling, and we had this meeting, and I struggled in the meeting, with this, and so, I just want to make sure that it is not going to be the same.
The same as what was presented or the same one after the other?
Like a cookie cutter.
Yeah, no, that's what again, it looks like we may have failed in the delivery of the graphics. That is not the intent. And again, with staff having the ability with the commissioner to approve the elevations and the placement, and we're willing to accept the condition of, if we needed one that's stronger than what's in the current code.
Yeah, so if you would, we could approve the zoning tonight, but add a condition that says that prior to, they can provide a plan book to the Board of Commissioners that you can come back and see and vote on at a later date. So prior to them submitting for permits, when we do our architectural review, we can bring it back to the board and then you all can see it.
No, why can't you and the commissioners decide
Oh,
on it?
that's what we
I don't think it
normally
has to
do.
come back before
That's
the
what we normally
board.
do.
I'm just saying, just make sure that, that,
condition is
The,
in
the
there.
condition is that that you all review it.
Yes, ma'am. So that's what we normally do, so I thought y'all wanted something a little bit
No,
stronger.
no,
so-
I
okay.
know. I just want to make sure that it's not the same. That's all.
Okay, I got
Trying to
you.
make
Yes,
sure
ma'am.
it's not the same.
No problem. Also, can you go back, the condition that was added, we need to put that back into the motion to make sure it's part of the entire motion. The
So-
condition you asked for, I think, Commissioner
I
England?
think Commissioner Anglin.
So the condition I asked for
Yes.
was to make sure we're not replicating the same
Okay.
house
Okay,
repeatedly
gotcha.
over and over again.
Which I think is covered in the ordinance.
Okay.
And
that's
that
the
there's
only-
gonna be
the only
different
change was
materials
about
and
the-
stuff, because right now, like I said, when everything that we're presented is the same house with the
Right.
same door in the same place, with the same garage in the same
Right.
place.
So, yeah, you will have various elevations that will be presented. We will make sure of that.
Or just refer back to the code.
So, Madam Chair, if I may, staff, can you all please pull the condition from the previous zoning request, read it into the record so that the board can act on this rezoning request? They don't want assurances, they just want a zoning condition that states there will not be a duplication of homes. So Kenta, if you can just come up with some language, I think we did it on a previous rezoning, state that there's already a motion and a second on the floor. We're going to amend it to add that condition, and the board can take action.
Thank you, County Manager.
Yes, ma'am. Give me one moment. That language is in our code. I'm going to quickly pull that up. Tacking on to condition 9 there, language akin to no home shall be replicated within, I believe it's 6 homes within a row. I'm sorry, looks like we'll be pulling from another case. 14 here, no lot shall be permitted to have the same house plan replicated within 3 lots on either side of a public or private street. We'll tack that language onto condition 9 there. Location, let me add some additional language here. A developer and/or builder shall provide a site plan indicating both commenced and proposed house plans for each respective lot in a 6-lot vicinity for the purpose of review at the time of permit application. Location change of the garage from one side of the plan to either, commonly referred to as reversing the plan, shall not be deemed to satisfy this requirement.
Thank you.
And I would like to submit the motion with the added language to the condition.
And that, to be clear, does that also add the added language to condition 8 there regarding clarification on that crosswalk?
Yes.
Thank you.
Stephanie, you got that? Okay. So he amended his motion.
Second.
Got a second. No further discussion, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is extending the moratorium.
Okay, good evening again. As you may know, Henry County is in the middle of 2 major planning efforts that will help shape our future growth. The countywide Unified Land Development Code rewrite and the ongoing master planning process in the airport area. To give staff and consultants time to complete these efforts, staff wishes to consolidate and extend our existing moratoria. This means the current county residential moratorium will continue in place until the ULDC rewrite is finalized. The airport area moratorium, which has covered residential, commercial, and industrial development, will remain in effect and be combined with the countywide moratorium. Together, these actions allow us to pause new rezonings and large-scale development proposals until the updated guidelines, standards, and master plans are completed. The goal is not to stop growth, but to ensure that when development does move forward, it is aligned with a clear vision, coordinated infrastructure, and legally sound regulations. We appreciate the patience of our citizens, developers, and business community as we work through these critical planning initiatives. These moratoria are short-term tools to make sure Henry County's long-term growth is well-planned, sustainable, and beneficial to everyone. The original resolution that's in your packet calls for a 270-day moratorium. However, with that said, we ask that the moratorium commence at 12:01 a.m. on September 24, 2025, and expire at 11:59 p.m. on March 23, 2026, resulting in a 180-day extension. And with that, I will take any questions.
Is there any questions from the board? Okay, hearing none, can I get a motion?
Chair, this
I'm
is
sorry.
listed as a public hearing.
Oh, shoot, okay.
Sorry, yes.
It is?
Yes, it is. We advertise for it. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay, all right, this is a public hearing. Anyone wishing to come and speak in favor? Please come forward. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition of the moratorium?
Tina Correa, 660 Chambers Road, McDonough, Georgia, and I'm not speaking against it or for it. I'm just saying that the last time you did it, we have been here, we thought we were going to have a year, and it just keeps coming through, and you were saying that's how many are in the Pikes, and it feels like that we're back there again, where you're doing a moratorium so you can get more things through, when we really needed to have a moratorium that means a moratorium where nothing comes for that time, so that we can regroup and regain and make a difference, especially with our future land use map and our future land use strategies. Thank you.
Okay,
Motion to approve.
okay.
I-
Any comments?
No, I guess my only comment is, Ms. Correa, I understand what you're saying, but we do have a legal obligation. We have to hear what people have applied for. So we can't just pick and choose to not hear what people have applied for. I totally understand where you get it from, and that's why we're trying to do the things we're doing to get to what you're asking for. But once people have legally applied, we have to hear what they've done. So that's why we're cleaning out our backlog. You'll see less and less cases. Matter of fact, I guess the hope is that all of our cases are heard before the end of the moratorium.
That's the hope.
Yes.
In addition to most of the conditions that you hear, it's also going to be a part of the updated ULDC. So
Yes, sir.
we're kind of incorporating some of those things already.
Okay,
Yeah. Thank you. I'm sorry.
okay, great. So got a motion
Second.
and a second. No further discussion, all in favor? Okay, motion carries.
All right, thank you.
County manager, I do have I think we got a couple of requests, right? I would like to call for a vote to make a formal request to the Planning and Zoning Department to bring forth a ULDC amendment and a resolution to the Board of Commissioners at the October evening BOC meeting addressing an animal sanctuary use.
Say it one more time, Chair, the last part.
Okay. Which last part? Okay, so,
I didn't hear that.
okay, so
I'm clear. Thank you.
you know what I'm talking about? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
all right. So I'd like to call for a vote. Could I get a second? Second. Okay. Is there any questions of?
Yeah, can you explain to me what you're trying to get done, please?
Okay. There has been a request from the Hitchcock family to do a bird sanctuary.
I'm familiar.
Okay. And so they want to be able to treat wounded birds and be able then to release them back into the habitat. They have been approved by DNR to do this, but we have nothing in place that allows for animal rehabilitation in that format. So that's the purpose of the request.
Okay.
Okay. So I got a motion and a second. Any other just questions? All in favor? Okay. Is that good? And then Commissioner Price had something as well.
Yes, on the 8th of September 2021, there was a resolution that was signed about tethering of animals. So I would like to ask staff to revisit that, bring some more information back to us so that we can kind of revise that and make it a little more applicable to, or stringent, if you will, on the tethering of animals.
Yes, sir. We will bring both of those back during the first meeting in October.
Okay, thank you. County
I'm
Manager?
sorry, staff has advised second meeting in October.
Correct. Correct. Second meeting in October. So, any comments from you, County Manager?
And I hope I pronounced that tethering.
Tethering?
We understand. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
My apologies, and I'm going to go extremely fast because I know it's been a long evening, but thank you to everyone that came out to the District 1 Community Cleanup Day this past Saturday. We did pick up a total of 43 bags, and that is the lowest amount so far, which means there's less litter in District 1. Congratulations, Commissioner Wilson. But I am confident that the mighty District 3 will end on a bang, and so our next and final cleanup day is on Saturday, October 25th for District 3. So we will post information, we'll have signs throughout District 3, and you will be able to go to the county website to get more information if you want to sign up. Early voting for the November 4th election begins on Tuesday, October 14th, and runs through October 31st, and specific times and locations can be found on the Henry County website. The last day to register to vote in the November 4th municipal election is October 6th. So I just wanted the public to be aware of that. And then finally, well, not finally, I think I have one more. District 2 Commissioner Vice Chair Neat Robinson is hosting a town hall meeting on this upcoming Monday, September 29th at 6:30 p.m. at the Hen Valley Senior Center in Stockbridge. And the topics will include planning and zoning, senior services, and parks and recreation. So if you are interested in hearing what's going on in District 2 and particularly those topics, please join us for that town hall meeting on next Monday. And then finally, the Henry County Recycling Center is hosting an electronics recycling event on Saturday, September 27th, which is this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Additional details can be found on the Henry County government social media pages. Madam Chair, that ends my comments.
Okay, awesome. Anyone sign up for public comment, staff?
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the August 19th BOC meeting at 9 a.m. on the millage?
Motion to approve?
Yeah. Okay. Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Okay. Our upcoming meetings and event, October 7th is a regular scheduled BOC meeting at 9 a.m. and October 21st, 2025, regular BOC meeting at 6:30 and meeting adjourned.